Daniel never believed in the supernatural until that night. It started with something small. His reflection in the mirror was just a second off. At first, he blamed exhaustion. Maybe he was overworked, maybe his mind was playing tricks on him. But then, the delays became longer. One night, as he brushed his teeth, his reflection didn't move at all. It just stood there, staring at him, frozen, unblinking. Then, a single fracture split across the mirror, a thin, jagged crack running from the top corner to the bottom. Daniel felt a chill crawl up his spine. He reached out, fingertips barely grazing the glass, when suddenly, his phone buzzed. Startled, he turned away. A notification. But when he checked it, the screen was nothing but static. Then, a message appeared. Too late. His breath hitched. He turned back to the mirror, and his reflection was grinning. A wide, jagged grin stretching far beyond human limits. His chest tightened, his skin prickled. That wasn't his face. That thing in the mirror was not him. He stumbled backward, eyes darting around the room. Everything seemed off. The air felt thicker, the shadows darker. He rushed to the door, but it was gone. The entire wall was smooth, seamless, as if no door had ever existed. He spun around, panic creeping into his throat. His reflection had stepped out of the mirror. It stood there, tilting its head. Its skin rippled like liquid. Then it took a step forward. Daniel backed away, but the floor beneath him twisted. The walls pulsed, breathing in and out like living flesh. Whispers slithered through the air, soft at first, then louder. Overlapping voices, whispering his name. Daniel squeezed his eyes shut. This isn't real. This isn't real. The whispers stopped. Silence. Total, suffocating silence. Then, a deep voice rumbled from the shadows. "You've been here before!" Daniel's breath hitched. The air grew thick and suffocating, pressing against his lungs. He turned sharply. His apartment door was back. But now, there was a bloody fingerprint on the knob. A slow knocking sound echoed. Knock, knock, knock. His hands trembled as he reached out. Every instinct told him to run. But where? There was nowhere to go. Something was behind that door, waiting, watching, and yet, he couldn't stop himself. His fingers curled around the knob. He turned it slowly. The door creaked open. Inside, nothing but darkness. Then, two glowing eyes snapped open. Daniel's body locked up. A presence, something unseen, loomed in the shadows, its breath slow, heavy. The air around him turned ice cold. Then, the thing moved. A monstrous hand lunged from the darkness, gripping his wrist, ice-cold fingers tightening like iron. Daniel gasped, his strength fading as the whispers returned, growing louder, twisting into something unnatural. They were laughing. He tried to scream, but no sound came out. His reflection in the shattered mirror began to laugh too. Its mouth stretched too wide, its eyes black voids. It wasn't a reflection anymore. It was real. Daniel's knees buckled. He felt something pulling him, dragging him toward the mirror. His own face stared back at him from the glass. But it was no longer his. It was empty, soulless. He struggled, clawed at the floor, but it was useless. The mirror swallowed him whole, and then darkness, silence. For a long time there was nothing, no light, no sound, just endless, suffocating black. Then, a whisper. "Wake up." Daniel's eyes shot open. He was standing in his apartment. Everything was normal. The lights were on. The air was still. His reflection in the mirror was there, moving with him. No cracks, no distortions, just him. Or was it? His chest rose and fell, breath shaky. He took a step closer to the mirror. His reflection did the same. And then, it smiled. A slow, unnatural grin creeping across its face. Daniel didn't smile. his reflection did. Outside, from the street below, Daniel's silhouette could be seen in the window, motionless, staring. Then, his head slowly twisted 180 degrees to face the camera. Blackout.